What's going on, everybody? It's your favorite dating coach, Elliot Scott, and as you can see by the title below, we're going to talk about 5 mind tricks or maybe even frames that can get a guy to more than likely like you. Now, of course, the more of these you do together, the more of these you stack, the better of a chance you have to get the guy. And I know for these to work because 1, I'm a guy, 2, they're strictly based on evolutionary psychology and how men look for mates, and thirdly, just trial and error, okay? Like I said, I'm a guy, I had it done to me, I know it works, what doesn't work, I talk to a lot of men, it's what I teach women. These women have very good success with getting the guys after all this, so on and so forth. Now, it's also very logical stuff that a lot of people don't do. And I'm just going to touch the surface in this video, but I am going to have a course that comes out later on that kind of digs deeper into these not ideologies, but these things I'm about to teach. Okay, so if you haven't yet, please subscribe. Just click the red button below. I will love you forever and ever and ever. And if you want to work with yours truly, that's me, right? Hey. Then you can get a session. Just click the link below in the description, okay? So we're going to jump right into this. And as you can see, I have a new board. Great. And of course on the board, the first thing I'm going to write is your fine ass. Now this is you, okay? Now I'm going to show you the 5 things you can do. I'm going to go into detail with each of them. And I taught all these before, obviously, okay? So the first one is scarcity, okay? Now, the mindset of scarcity. Why is this so important? What women don't understand is that guys like high value. And when you're scarce, scarcity automatically, it just goes hand in hand, it raises value. If you're not scarce, then 2 things happen, okay? If you're not scarce, 2 things happen. 1, you get taken for granted, okay, obviously. You all know what that's like. And 2, there's no, actually I'll say there's 3. You're more likely to make mistakes. I'll get into that in a little bit. And 3, no incentive, okay? Now here's what I mean by all this. Bing, bing, boom, okay? Obviously, if you're not scarce, you're always around, you're too available, too eager, too interested, texting to him, whatever it is, he's not going to really see you as anything, I hate to say it like this, but worthy, okay? Now I know that sounds bad, but this is psychology, baby. This is how it works. He's going to take it for granted. He's going to start to expect your text. He's going to see that you're super interested. He's going to just kind of get burnt out from the good morning, the good nights, the hey, how are you, texting every day, all day, you wanting to see him 3-4 times a week and things like that, and it's just not going to have that special spark, okay? So that's why scarcity is important. Secondly, literally what I just said is, by you doing all those things, it's going to make mistakes, okay? Or they're mistakes. You're going to make a lot more mistakes. You're going to make a lot more hazardous mishaps if you don't become scarce, because the more you're around, the more you text, the more of a chance you're going to mess something up. Again, you might not think you do, but when you're over texting, over pursuing, becoming too interested, becoming too available, he's not going to like that, okay? And he's going to sort of pull away. Now, the reason he's going to pull away is because when you start showing him, well, first off, he's going to take it for granted, right? So he's going to be like, she's okay, I already got her. Then you're going to start making these mistakes, and he's going to think, well, you know, I really like her. I think she's cool. I think she's awesome. But at the same time, I'm not really feeling a relationship. And I can tell by what she's doing right here, you know, you being too interested, too available, too eager, and all that kind of stuff. He's going to say, I feel like she wants a relationship. And if that's the case, then I can't keep on complying. I got to pull back. Because if I don't, I'm telling her I want the same thing, and that might not be the case, okay? So that's why you have to be scarce. Thirdly is no incentive. If you're going to give him every single thing he wants with the kitchen sink also, why would he commit to you? He has the best of both worlds. He can come in and get you when he wants, then he can pull back and talk to other girls, especially if you met the guy online. He can talk to other girls if he wants. So there's no incentive, okay? So that's just number 1. Okay, scarcity. You have to be scarce for those reasons. If you don't, hey, if you don't put a value on yourself, someone else will, basically. Okay. The other thing is, let's say outcome. Okay, I was going to put freedom of outcome, but we're going to put outcome. And what I mean by this, and this kind of goes up with this kind of stuff. The problem a lot of women have, and again, this goes back to becoming too eager, too available, too interested, scared of losing the guy, so you're seeking validation, seeking his approval, all those kind of things. Women, when they jump into something with a guy, even in the beginning, they're hoping for an outcome. They're doing it for, in hopes of having a relationship. And while that's good, and while that's great, there's nothing wrong with that, and I don't think guys think there's anything wrong with that. Your actions and the way you, again, just because you know what you want, you're starting to act a certain way to try to get to that goal, okay? And when you don't have a freedom of outcome, when your outcome is, I got to get this relationship, then you're more likely going to act like a relationship, and you're going to come off, again, a little stronger, a little eager, a little more interested, a little more available, and things like that. And I really think it's going to freak a guy out. I always tell women, don't focus on an outcome, because outcomes do not matter, okay? Focus on attraction first. Hun, you got to remember this, okay? Please, for the love of God. Attraction number one, then attraction goes down to relationship, okay? Here's the thing, hon. You're never going to get a guy here if you don't get that one. Oh, that's a cute little heart. If you don't get that first. That's plain simple. You have to build attraction to get the relationship. You have to build attraction to get the relationship, okay? There's no way you're gonna meet the guy and you're gonna just jump down to here, okay? That's not gonna happen. That's why I tell women, stop worrying about the outcome. Everything falls in place when you focus on attraction, okay? Just focus on attraction. If you don't know what it is, then wait for my course to come out. If you can't wait that long, then get a phone session with me. Links down in the description, okay? Focus on building attraction. Attraction is not a choice. He can't help who he's attracted to. He can't help that he finds you attractive. Guys don't wake up one day and say, I'm going to break her heart, and then, well, let me set my clock, because 3 days from now I'm going to fall in love with her again, and then another 3 days from there I'm going to break her heart. No, that's not how it works. You can't help it, okay? So if you do things correctly, you have a freedom of outcome, you focus strictly on attraction, the relationship will fall in place, okay? The next thing is you want him, but you don't need him. Want him, but don't need him. Now this isn't really, I don't need to go in a lot of detail with this. It's just something you need to keep in mind. If you have the mindset of, hey bro, I want you, but I don't need you, you come off stronger. Bam, you come off scarce, okay? You come off like you're not looking for an outcome. And if that's the case, a guy's going to feel more safe. Usually guys pull away, and when I say usually, I mean like 85 to 90% of the time. A guy will pull away because he feels the pressure of a relationship. And like I said with scarcity, what usually happens is a guy, he's feeling the girl in the beginning, but because she's coming off too strong, he has to pull away because it's too early. He might not be on the same page as you. You might not even know what he wants. Maybe he thought he wanted something serious, and then it got serious and you realize it's not what he wanted. You have to take it, again, which is why I'm saying focus on attraction first. That's why you got to take it slow, be real chill, don't pressure the guy, just build attraction, which basically is showing him that you want him, but you don't need him, and therefore he will not pull away because he feels no threat, okay? This one, another one, high value. This is common sense. I'm just putting this up here. How you spell value? Okay. I'm just putting it up there because I think it's very important to have. Again, just something you want to keep in mind. High value woman. Now you all ask what that is. I think it's based on, it just depends on the woman and the guy. But a high value woman is a woman, I think, who, actually let's put it like this. I can go a lot of ways with it, but just don't lower your standards to keep a guy in your life. For the love of God, don't lower your standards just to keep him around. Because if you're going to start acting casual and you're going to start doing that, he's going to treat you casual. And you can't get mad at a guy. I tell women this all the time. You can't get mad at a guy when you let him treat you this way. Like, if a guy pulls away and then he comes back and you give him his spot back in line, you can't get mad at him when he treats you like shit or he does it again. You literally could, I mean, he's a piece of shit, but you literally conditioned him to think, okay, there's nothing wrong with me pulling away and coming back because I'm not getting penalized for it. She likes me so much, I could do it anyway. Who gives a shit, right? Don't be that woman. For the love of God, please don't be that woman. And finally, just the way guys look at things as pros versus cons. Now, this is everything. This is how everyone looks at a relationship. You might not think so, but guys and girls both look at benefits. What's the benefit of me, someone like me, dating someone like you? Are we better together? Or are you going to cause me more tension, more stress, more anger, more just, I don't know, I'm going to flip shit if I'm dating you, you know? Which one is it? Usually there's people where when you're with them, they add value to your life, and there's ones where they just add stress. I had a friend one time explain it like this. She said some people, when you lose them in your life, it's like losing 20 pounds. Other people, it's like losing an arm. And that's the exact analogy I want you to think of this. Sometimes when you lose 20 pounds, you're going to feel great. When you lose an arm, it changes your life, okay? So you got to be pros versus cons. Guys are going to look at you and they're like, okay, what's the pros of dating her? She's fun, she's my type, she's independent, she's strong, she makes me want to be a better person, she's sexy, I feel like she raises my sass, a lot of guys are after her, but she likes me, that makes me feel better about myself, so on and so forth. Whereas if you're a con, you're drama, you're needy, you're clingy, you're pressuring them, you stress them out, you're always crying, you're being too emotional, things that, he don't want that. He don't want that in his life, okay? So there you go, ladies. There's 5 things in your finances right in the middle. 5 things that I think will change the outcome of a relationship, and if you focus on these, you will probably have more guys chasing you not, okay? So with that being said, I love you, take care, and